One of the hardest realizations to face in your personal growth journey is the realization that awareness alone isn't enough. Because once you become aware of yourself, you start seeing things that you may not necessarily like. Things like the patterns that you want to change, like the ways that you've responded from fear, all those little parts of yourself that you've spent years ignoring and avoiding. This is exactly where a lot of people get stuck. Become more aware of themselves. But instead of using that awareness to understand themselves, they end up using it as another reason to criticize themselves. Turn the beautiful process of growing and healing to a constant cycle of finding what's wrong. That's exactly why the second pillar of self mastery is self acceptance. Self awareness shows you who you are, but self acceptance teaches you how to hold that version with compassion. But self acceptance does not mean that you approve of every single decision that you've ever made. It doesn't mean that you just stop growing. It certainly doesn't mean ignoring the parts of yourself that need the most attention. It really means that you can acknowledge exactly where you are without believing that where you are is all that you are. A lot of people tend to confuse acceptance with complacency. Often think accept ourselves that that's the instant that will stop changing and evolving. But I think that the exact opposite is true. That real change only becomes possible the moment that you stop fighting yourself. It's very difficult to grow from a place of shame. It's difficult to build a better relationship with yourself. Every single mistake becomes evidence that you're not enough. Self acceptance says, this is where I am right now, yet I can still choose where I want to go. Part of my own healing journey has been learning parts of myself I wanted to reject the most, the very same parts that were trying to protect me. So instead of asking, why am I like this? Started asking, what happened that made me this way? That very question is what creates space for understanding. Understanding creates space for change. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to hate an old version of yourself in order to become a new one. You can show appreciation for who you were because they got you here. Now, it's your turn to choose who you're becoming next. This is what self acceptance means. Not saying I wouldn't change a thing about myself, saying that I can love myself through the process of change. Trust is not built by only showing up for the version of yourself that you're proud of. It's built by staying connected to yourself when you're still growing. This is day 14 of becoming someone that I trust.